Okay, back with another drum video. Hope everyone's been doing well. I had the last video about the first drum fill that you ever played and some variations on that. You may notice I'm in a little bit of a different environment today. I'm at my drum studio, so I'm not at my home. So I'm doing this kind of off the cuff. I had a little free time. Figured I'd throw this one together. Let's see. Like and subscribe. Share these if you can with some of your drumming friends. I appreciate the growth of the channel the last couple months from a lot of the folks who've been liking the videos and stuff. So, you know, one of the things about my videos is some people focus on just doing, you know, different fills from drummers or band covers and things. I do that too. You've seen those over the course of the years. I kind of do a little bit of everything. So I kind of like that because that's how my lessons are, right? I don't know who I'm going to get. I can get an advanced student, I get beginning students, intermediate students, whatever. So the lessons are always sort of exciting because you never know, you know, who's going to come in the door. And that's how I get the ideas really for my lessons. So they're a little different, I think, than some people because they're really based on student questions and things that I've gone over. And that's what this one is actually about. So this lesson comes out of a fill that I did while I was, this happens a lot. I do a lot of trading with students. I want to make sure they could get real comfortable with their flow of going between fills and rhythms. So we do a lot of trading 1 bar measures, play 2 bars at a time, and then we each play a 1 bar fill. We do 3 beat fills, 2 beat fills, 1 beat fills. And we go back and forth so we get real comfortable with that. And in the process of doing that, obviously I hear them play and they hear me play. So there's a fill that I've done before, and someone recently, it's a fill I've done for probably 25 years. It's one of the fills that's kind of a go-to fill, and to be honest, it's one of the fills that, and I've never played in front of thousands of people, you know, like some folks have, but you know, it is one of the fills that gets, let's just say it's an attention getter when you play it. So I've never really put it on the channel before, but it just came up not that long ago with a student. So it's just a little bit of a two-part video, but both parts are in the same video, oddly enough. So I did this fill. I'm going to play it for you, and I have a feeling you're going to like it. And it's a 16th note triplet fill. Who would have thought? But it involves a lot of double strokes with just my right hand. And I do a lot of double strokes with just my right hand. And I don't know why, but I always have. Even as a kid, I did it. I think I did it to compensate for not having double bass. I would do doubles on my floor tom to try to capture like a double bass feel. So I've been doing these kinds of things for a long time. So the fill is basically, again, 16 note triplets. We're going to have the thing on the screen here. So we start off with a basic 1 ta ta and ta ta. I'm going to put the last ta up here. 1 ta ta and ta ta. 1 ta ta and ta ta. And then I'm going to move my hand to the floor tom. Okay. Let me play it first, slow. That's the fill, slowly. So it's a one bar fill, right? So, but obviously with 16 note triplets, you get this feel going, but it's kind of split up. It gives you a weird kind of sound. So I'll kind of play it a little faster and you'll get the idea as we play it. But it's a very nice 1 bar fill, and it's a little different because of this double on the floor tom, which is going to bring us into the next lesson. So basically it. Sorry. it's just 16th note triplets, but it's because of the sticking, and I think where the bass drum falls in, that it's got this kind of, I don't know, it's an interesting fill over the years. Learn it. You'll get some responses, I think. It's just nice. There's something about it. So again, 1 ta ta and ta ta 2 ta ta. Sorry, 1 ta ta and ta ta 2 ta ta and ta ta 3 ta ta and ta ta 4 ta ta. The right hand's playing doubles almost exclusively after the first part. Pay attention to this hand. So that's the gist of the fill. It's those doubles with the right hand. Okay. So I drew the fill recently, that fill, and one of my adult students says, hey, that's kind of a thing I saw this, there's this new sort of phenom, or at least it was to him, and I probably won't get his name right, but I'm sure many of you know who he is, Estepario, I think his name is. And he's sort of this brilliant, he plays a lot of speed metal and stuff, one-handed drummer. And he does all these crazy things, spins his sticks, wild stuff, super fast. And it's amazing what he can do with his one hand. And I had never seen him before, really, or heard about him. So he sent me a little clip of him doing some stuff, mostly like, I guess it's speed metal or whatever you call it nowadays, and really impressive. But so I started thinking about, I mean, I've been doing that kind of stuff, not to his level, obviously, but some similar things because of my dependence on my right hand. I do a lot of fills with my right hand, like that fill really is like a right hand heavy fill. So I fast forward a week, he comes back, and I think of this. I'm not saying I'm necessarily proud of this, but back in the day when I would think about soloing and things, I would think about doing these one-handed solos, right? Where I would basically play, because of my right hand being able to play the doubles, I would play this section of the solo with 2 strokes and 2 strokes on the bass. Now this El Estepario guy takes it to the stratosphere with what he can do. But one of the things I tell my students all the time, and that sort of they get frustrated with, is they come in and they say, well, I can't play that fast. They watch solos a lot on YouTube. They're always watching solos, and they come in and say, well, I can't play that fast. And I always tell them, you don't necessarily have to play that fast, because most songs are like, unless they're like speed metal or something, most songs are in that range of like 110 to 130, 100 to 120. 120, there's a reason 120 is kind of the point you want to get to on the metronome, right, when you're practicing stuff. So you don't need to be as fast as Buddy Rich to play a jazz song. There's plenty of people who aren't as fast who play jazz great. You need to figure out some things that you like, that you're comfortable with. You don't have to be Vinnie Colaiuta, a guy who can play everything at every tempo. Something like that. So I always tell them to grab a couple things that they could do. That fill, for instance, is a cool fill, and it's this right-handed technique thing. So fast forward to us messing around now with this one-handed thing, because now the student's interested, right? Now I'm in trouble, right? Because now, forget about working on the Ted Reed book. All he wants to do is one-handed double strokes around the drums. So I show him this thing that I used to do with my right hand, or practice on. And by the way, I don't even think I've ever, I may have used this once or twice, but probably just showing off to be goofy more than anything. Was just these 2 strokes and 2 kicks, right? And you can do a lot with that, right? You can do a lot. You work it up to whatever speed you can work it up to, and you come up with a couple patterns. So anyway, I used to do this thing. And it's just 2 strokes and 2 kicks. So then I thought, well, what am I going to do with this hand? So I would do this thing where I would play a basic rhythm, I guess. Again, this is like one example because I don't have a lot of examples because I never played it that much. If you watch El Estepario, he does 1,000 things with one hand, but that's difficult to do. So the point is maybe try to find some things that are kind of that you like and work it in, because we can't all be El Estepario, we can't all be Buddy Rich, we can't all be Vinny Colaiuta, but we can be ourselves and find things that you like. So we came out, I said, let's work on this pattern. He's working on trying to get that fast, right? And I would suggest the same for you if you like that, to work on 2 strokes and move it around. So here's the quick pattern that you can work on. You may like it, you may not like it. It's an acquired taste, for sure. It doesn't groove much, but it's interesting. So there's something fun to work on if you're into that type of thing. And then you can move around the drums with singles. So there you go. That whole lesson came out of this fill. That fill you'd use a lot more often than unless you're playing that kind of music. But all it is working on doubles with your right hand, in that case playing 2 kicks. Now the other fill, those are 16th notes bass, right? 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... The other one is 16th note triplet bass, the fill 1. So again. Okay, and that one will sneak up on you speed-wise because they're 16th note triplets. So it sounds good, even a little slower. So there you go. Triplets. And then the 2 16ths with the 2 on the bass. Practice, practice, practice. You don't have to be Buddy, you don't have to be Vinny, and you don't have to be L. But there's a lot we can learn from them, and we can just grab different things, right? And they help our playing, because we can't tackle the whole catalog of things that they could do for the most part, but we can find some really cool stuff from them. So there you go. Practice, practice, practice. I'll have the thing up on the screen here, and work on your one-handed double strokes, because you could do a lot of fun stuff. The left hand's always the weaker, side, and everybody. And I'll be perfectly honest, in all humility, the reason my right doubles are probably as good as they are because of how bad my left doubles are. They probably had to overcompensate. Again, we can't all be Vinny and Buddy and our right hand's as good as our left hand, or Simon Phillips, who plays, can play anything with either hand. So we kind of work on things, and obviously you want to develop your left hand. You don't want it to be lagging so much that you can't pull off fills in general. But for most of us, our right hand's going to be stronger. So use it as an advantage. Take that right hand and do some cool things with it. This guy has taken it to the moon and back, with some of the stuff. I don't play that kind of music, obviously, so I don't really have a need to do that. But I'll leave you with a funny Jeff Beccaro line. I remember him doing this. Someone had just asked me on my site about this. I put a video clip of me at Musicians Institute with Jeff Beccaro. I filmed it. It was about 45 minutes. You can find it online. You can find it on my channel. And Beccaro asked the class at the time about this inverted paradiddle groove that he does. So he does this inverted paradiddle, and he breaks off into this incredible groove with this samba bass. And he does this, and one day I'm going to try to learn it, because I don't know how to play it to this day, but I'm going to watch it and try to learn it. And it's this inverted paradiddle with this samba bass, and it's just a great groove, right? And he plays it so good. And then he stops and he says, he goes, I don't necessarily, everyone applauds, of course. And then he goes, I don't really know what you would do with that. I guess it's good for fast sambas, he says, because it's the samba bass. Now, it's a great groove, and he's probably right. It's a great thing maybe for a solo, but he didn't play too many fast sambas with Toto or a lot of the session stuff. So I think Africa was kind of a samba, but it wasn't fast, that's for sure. So this was fast, and this is similar. I'm not sure what you're going to do with those doubles and stuff other than a solo, but it's great independence, and it might work, especially for you metal guys who play faster. So work on your right hand, and this is obviously a little more of an advanced lesson if you work it up to speed, but the concept's not advanced. The concept's really easy. So, okay, I got some ideas for the next lesson, but jumping around here from beginner to advanced, like and subscribe, and I'll have something cool for you next week probably. I'll see you then.